Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the deadlock in the public servants' wage talks continues to take the spotlight. Trade unions are demanding a 10% baseline increase, but government is only offering 7.5%. Government announced that the offer on the table will cost the fiscus 34 billion rand. In turn, the unions gave government 7 days to respond to their demands. What happens now that the 7 days have been reached? Well, eNCA's Nqobile Madlala has been following the story and joins us now to give us the very latest. Nqobile, good morning. That all-important question, what happens now that the 7 days have come and gone?
All right. Well, Mfundo, we are standing here in Durban. I mean, you'll remember that a few weeks ago was the part where we saw quite a number of people that were marching, and they were saying that they really would like to see a 10% increase that would be added to their salary. That march was led by PSA, who is now joining me now. But we know that it's been a little over 7 days that you have given the government to respond back to you. So I want to first start here. Have you found the kind of response that you're hoping for? And are the people going to be getting the 10% that you asked for?
The response that you have received from National Treasury, it's a very serious silence response. What we have seen in terms of that response, they continue to say they don't have money. They want to push us for the next negotiations for 2023 to 2024. That's why as PSA we started this struggle, because we're aware that government is pushing us on the street. So tomorrow we're going to be meeting with other federations to march and send a message to government. As we have said as PSA that we're going to intensify the struggle. We're going to ensure that all the strategic side of the economic, there is no in and out in the country, because we're dealing with a government who is very arrogant. You might have seen that on the 10th of November, PSA has a successful strike which was peaceful. But we understand government of the day, they only respond when there is violence. The president has not responded. The public servants have received that 3%. Some of them have received nothing, because when you convert after tax, it's like 100 rand, 150 rand. It is for these reasons we're calling all the public servants to unite. During the lunch times, we continue to picket until government come back on the table. We still demand that particular 10%, and government must start recognizing the work of the public service. As PSA, we are not afraid. We are not confused. We're going to ensure that the government is able to feel the pressure.
But Mlungisi, how long can you ask this for? And how are you going to intensify and make sure that the government can, in fact, hear you?
Our strategic move is that, as we have said, that the lives of Home Affairs, it's a very strategic sector for government, where government need to control the in and out of goods and services and people. We're calling upon our members to say the only things that government will listen where we stop all the services. I can tell you, we promise the people to say that on the 10th of November, we have embarked on an action. And the president of PSA has emphasized to say we are mobilizing. The department like Home Affairs will be affected. Department of Labor will be affected. Culture, agriculture, all the department. It is for these reasons that we are also engaging all the progressive forces, all the NGO to be able to join us. So we're dealing with a government who's arrogant. If this is the government of the people, they'll be able to listen to us. We're calling upon to President Cyril Ramaphosa to say, you must really take an action, because since he took power, he never gave increase to the public servants. During the time of President Zuma, President Thabo Mbeki, President Nelson Mandela, public servants were giving increase. The very sad part is that the president has approved 3% of the ministers. You will recall that the ministers, they've got free cars, they've got free accommodations, they don't pay for anything. But when it's come to public servants, they don't want to pay them. Even for the essential service, we are aware that they will not be able to go on the street, but we cannot guarantee that hospital will not be affected, because the morale of people, they are very high. How can you achieve the national development plan with a staff that is demoralized? The morale of the staff need to be uplifted. They must be able to compensate the public servants. Public servants are committing suicide. Most of them, they are losing their houses because they cannot afford. But President Ramaphosa has given to the ministers who earn over 1 million, they give them 3%. They've given them free services. They are no longer going to pay for water, water and electricity. It is for this reason we said tomorrow there should be a national shutdown. We join all the federations under FEDUSA. We're going to bring our own affiliates. All the federations now have joined the struggle. They thought it's only PSA. Look at how Thulasnqesi is responding. It's the former shop steward who's disappointing. That's why we call upon Thulasnqesi to be removed. We are saying in the next few days to come, government will be forced by the citizens because they will not be able to get that particular services.
So how is it that joining the Federation March will assist you tomorrow?
So what's going to happen tomorrow, we're starting at Dinizuli Park at 8 o'clock. All the federations, FEDUSA, COSATU, SAFTU, all the union and PSA is going to join. We call upon the public servants to say, let's all come to Durban. Let's make sure that there are no services. Remember, we are on the street because government is refusing to recognize central collective bargaining. Government is refusing to recognize the public servants. In actual fact, government is saying to the public servants they don't deserve the salary increment. We are saying tomorrow is one of the beginning. We said on the 10th, we continue to mobilize. We call upon our members to say during line time, they must stop working, they must picket until government come back to the table because we know they've got money to spend. They've given to ESCOM over 100 billion. As PSA, it's something that we will not allow. We're going to protect the public service, whether they like it or not. But we call upon members to say, this is a war. We have entered to a war zone now. Everyone must be on the street. Forget about leave without pay. We must be able to fight against this government because remember, Godongwana said they're going to retrench the workers. If we don't fight, we're going to lose a lot of things.
What about the people that need the services though, like home affairs and so on?
We are care about the people who need the service, but you can't service people when you are starving. You can't service people where your house has been repossessed. You can't service people when some of the public servants are committing suicide. Positions are not being filled in government. Positions are being given to their friends. People are frustrated. How do you expect that people to provide full service? We are calling all the citizens to join the public sector strike. We're calling the private sector because if government continue to ignore this public service dispute, the private sector will be affected. In the private sector, they will refuse to honor the agreement. It is for this reason all the citizens must unite. PSA is not afraid. We are not scared of government. We are saying we are prepared to negotiate with government. They have not even called us in the negotiation. What type of government? Is this the democratic country where Nelson Mandela was arrested for? Is this the country where Chris Zanu died for? We call upon all the progressive forces and we appreciate what the SSAP has done, have supported the PSA strike. They're going to mobilize. Let's all join these forces. If President Ramaphosa is not responding, which means he's not serious as the president.
All right. Thank you very much. That's PSA's Mlungisi Ndlovu speaking to us. Well, Mfundo, you can hear there the frustration. They're saying that they are taking to the streets, which is tomorrow. They are expecting to be there in their numbers. But we will, of course, see what happens tomorrow. But at this point, we understand that PSA has not gotten the 10% that they were asking for.